I'm Scott Britt, and I'm the instructor for the National Fitness Center of Karate, Oakr, Tennessee. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope my students are safe and sound. I can't wait to see you all again in person. So let's begin. Let's have a fun time this class. As a reminder, go ahead and set up an appointment with me for Thursday evenings if you'd like to do a video chat session to see where you are in your kata, what we can do to get you advancing towards your next kata, and just to reevaluate, get some feedback. Also, don't forget to pair this video with the Chart 1 and Chart 2 videos to make a complete class. Now, speaking of which, this class, this video is going over Charts 2.0. So we're going to, kind of like we did a while back with Chart 2, the kicks, we're going to do the same thing now with Chart 1, the punches and blocks. So we're going to look at different ways to look at it, different bunkai, different applications, different way to think about it, just to get you thinking about what you're doing, thinking about your opponent, where your opponent is in relation to your strikes. And to break up a little bit of the monotony of your everyday practice. Having said that, if Chart 1, Chart 2 is what you're currently working on and you're currently learning it, then great. Let's definitely do this video and get a look at everything, but make sure to also do the regular traditional chart videos right after this to remind yourself of the core basics of what they're supposed to be normally. So, let's begin. So, Chart 1, we're going to do the straight punch. Easiest one in isshin-ryu. So, step up, straight punch. So, different ways we're going to look at this. This first one, we're going to do it high towards the face. So, ready? 1, 2, and 3. Other side. This time we're going to do it at our normal level, but we're going to imagine that our opponent is turned so that these punches go towards the kidney area. So right in here. So 1, 2, and 3. Next up we have uppercut. Step up, uppercut. So we're going to vary that a little bit by stepping really deep and doing an uppercut up into the rib areas. Alright? I've actually sparred people before that I could uppercut to the rib areas without crouching down low. So I am not the tallest martial artist in the world. So this could actually be a very real application or bunkai for me. So ready, stance, step deep, uppercut to ribs. 1, 2, 3. Good. Now, on the other side, we're going to pretend that they're turned and we're going to uppercut towards temple area. So instead of nose or throat like we would normally do, this one's going to be towards temple. So 1, 2, and 3. Good. Next up we have leg block. So normal way of doing this, be stepping back, your lead leg, lead hand, leg block. Other hand, straight punch to midsection. So we're going to vary this up. We're going to throw it with a uppercut instead of a punch. So step back, 1, 2, and 3. Now on the other side, we're going to look at it this way. So this is no longer a leg block, this is a groin strike. So my opponent is right here in close with me. I'm going to groin strike, then straight punch into solar plexus. Alright? So, strike to groin, straight punch into solar plexus. For this one, we're going to punch a little bit off to the side. So, 1, 2, And 3. Good. Next up, we have side block. So, stepping back, lead leg, lead hand, side block, other hand, straight punch. So we're going to vary this one up as well. Vary this one up as well. So, stepping back, we're actually going to do a nukete or a gouge while we do this, instead of a straight punch. So step back, side block, gouge. And 2. And 3. Now this next one on the other side I think you'll really enjoy. We're going to do side block like we normally do, but then our punch is going to go high towards the head. And the reason for that is, normally when you do a side block you think maybe I'm blocking a haymaker or something coming and I blocked it. Well, what if they throw a straight punch with the other hand? Now that same side block moves to parry them this way, so now you have their side, alright? So, now we're parrying their punch out of the way, moving their arm to the side, and so now we're not facing them straight on, we're facing to the side. Now that straight punch goes again to the temple. So, step back, side block, parrying their arm to the side, their arm's going that way now, straight punch to temple. 1, and back. 2, and back. 3, and back. Excellent. Alright, next up we have open side block gouge. Alright, so we're going to vary this one as well. We're going to actually do our gouge turned and going up for a throat strike. So, stepping back, open side block, upward gouge. And 2. And 3. Good. Alright. Now, next one, we're going to do our open side block, and this time we're going to go low with it. We're going to go gouge to the groin. So, 1, 2, and 3. Good. Now, as a reminder on any strikes that are open hand, alright, whether it be open arc chop, right, open side block, gouges, keep your fingers tight, don't have them spread apart. The very tips of the fingers are slightly bent. That way, if you accidentally hit a hard surface, it will curl up into a punch, as opposed to bending back and hurting your fingers. Also, keep your thumb tucked. If you miss a target, you don't want your thumb like this and getting hooked on something. Alright, so next up, we have open arc sweep. Step back, open arc, pull uppercut, alright? Now, on this one, instead of a punch, instead of an uppercut, we're going to do a palm heel strike. So that would be the nose to chin, throw the head back. Very powerful strike. And the way that this part of the hand is built, you can actually throw a very hard strike without being afraid of hurting your hand. So, step back, open arc, pull, palm heel. And 2. And 3. Good. So, other side. Open arc, just like we did. Grab, pull into the palm heel. Now on this one, we're doing the same move, but picture again that you're parrying to the side. So instead of catching them here and pulling them in, you've catched and turned them. And now you're pulling in, palm heeling to the side of the head. 1, palm heel. head block. Alright? Let me see. So, stepping back, again, the traditional move is lead leg forward, lead hand head block, straight punch. So, this time we're going to throw a grab and pull in with it. So they've come down, you've blocked, you're going to grab and pull them down to the side. So, head block, grab and pull their arm to the side, then punch. 1, 2, and 3. Good. Now, on the other side, we're going to do a step up head block instead of the stepping back like we've been doing. So this can actually be a forearm shove. If they're too close to you, shoving them off of you and shoving their head back using their chin. And then, while their head back and stretched out like this, then we're going to do a punch to solar plexus. Very effective strike. 1, 2, and 3. Good. Next up we have bridge of nose strike. So traditional is step back, block, the back of my hand is out, back fist, other hand, reverse punch. So on this one, here's what we're going to do. Step back, do a normal side block, then hammer fist, then straight punch. Alright? So, again, this can be hammer fist towards the nose area, anywhere in the head. 1, 2, 3. Good. Now, on the other side, when I come here, I'm going to use this as a hooking block. Right? So you see that dip, the way my hand is. I'm going to hook down, back fist, reverse punch. And that could be a back fist, that could also be a straight up uppercut. Alright? So, when I block and hook down, they've thrown a punch, it gets blocked to the side and pulls them down, loading them up for that back fist or uppercut that you're about to throw. So, block, hook down, back fist, punch. And 2. Block, pull down, back fist, punch. And 3. Block, hook down, back fist, and punch. Good. So, we are on number 10, and there's only 16 different techniques to go, if you're looking at your chart layout. So, next is leg block with 5 punches. So, we can vary this up with whatever kinds of techniques you would like to do. So, first up, let's do leg block with 5 palm heels. So, step back, leg block, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2. And 3. Good. On the other side, let's do 5 gouges, 5 nukates. 1. 2. And 3. Good. Next up we have side block, 5 punches high. Again, we can vary up these techniques. So let's do side block, 5 uppercuts instead. 1, 2, and 3. Hey! Good. Now, this next one is going to be unique. I'm pretty sure most of you haven't done this technique before, because it's not one that isshin-ryu traditionally uses. It's called a tiger fist. So, this is a tiger fist, where all my fingers are curled in. You can use it like a palm heel or a strike like that, like to the ear. But one of the main uses is this ridge of knuckles at the top. It's like a very strong gouge. So from here, we're going to slide up like an uppercut and strike with that ridge of knuckles into the throat. This works very well even if they have their chin slightly tucked. It will still slide up even underneath a slightly tucked chin. Whereas a regular punch might jam up and get caught. So, 1, and then tiger hands. 2. And 3. Good. Getting close. Next we have chop to midsection, chop to base of neck. So, hands make an L shape. Step forward, lower hand chops across, upper hand chops down at a 45. Now on this one, we're going to assume that someone is too close to us. They're right on top of us. So I'm going to come up, I'm going to shove them out of the way, or shove them back a little bit, get a little breathing room. Then I'm going to grab their arm, spin them around, and chop to the back of the neck. Right? So as opposed to a strike, this is a grab and pull now. Right? So I've grabbed their arm, pulled them to the side, and then chop to back of neck. Step up, grab, pull with the bottom arm, chop with the top arm. And 2. And 3. There we go. Next up, this one, instead of chopping to midsection, is going to chop low to groin. And this one's going to chop straight in, or straight out, I should say, into collarbone. So, chop low, out. 2. And 3. Good. Now we're up to number 14 of 16. So we're almost at the end. This one would normally be step up, lead leg, lead hand, hand out in front to guard. Other hand, thumb down behind you. Swing in, other hand swing in. So base of rib strikes. So someone's tight in close to you, strike, strike into the base of ribs. Alright? So if this is my opponent right in front of me, I'm going to block in front, strike behind to the base of ribs. So, for this one, we're going to mix it up a couple different ways. We're going to do like we did in the other technique. We're going to pretend that we've grabbed them and pulled them to the side. Now they're sideways to us. Now these strikes become to the back and to the solar plexus. So, to their back, their solar plexus. Because we've grabbed their arm and pulled them, so now they're sideways to us. 1, 2, and 3. Good. Now we're going to do the same move, only this time we're going to go high, and they're going to become temple strikes. So upside down back fist, basically. Strikes to temple. 1, 2, and 3. Good. So, my apologies, that was 14. Now we're ready for 15 and 16, which is the T stances. So 2 more things and then we're finished with chart 1. So, T stance, draw back The foot that's behind points straight to the side. The foot that's in front points straight forward. So your feet are like the letter T, right? So hands stack, draw back, and 3 things at once. Stomp down, head block, elbow back. Alright? So this elbow back is going into their solar plexus, while the front hand is breaking their grip around you. This is a bear hug break. And then that forward gives you the momentum. You have some space behind you now, and then you close that gap as you drive back. So this time, instead of an elbow strike, we're going to do hammer fist. So instead of an elbow strike to solar plexus, it's a hammer fist down to groin. So 1, 2, 3. Good. Now, this next move we do on the other side is going to be our standard bear hug break movement. So the movement's not going to change, but now we're going to imagine that instead of grabbing this from behind, they've grabbed this from in front, so they're in front of us. Now, the back elbow breaks their grip, the front elbow shoves them off, right? And as you'll learn in later katas, you can go from here, shove them off, then punch down in the groin, roll over, up, and back fist ahead. So that's in one of the katas coming up. So 1, they've grabbed onto your front now. 2, and 3. Hey! Good. So, next up, we have T position, forward elbow. So, draw back. This is more of a cat stance. So it's like it was before, right, with your feet together as a T stance. Now move your front foot out a little bit and kind of go up on your toes a little bit. That's cat stance. About 90% of your weight on the back leg, 10% on the front leg. Open arc sweep, grab. Normally we would do an upward elbow. This time we're just going to do a palm heel strike. So grab, 1, 2, 3. Good. So, other side, draw back, open arc. This time we're going to twist with a sideways elbow instead of an upwards elbow. So, 1, 2, 3. Good. And that is all of chart 1. So, I hope everybody got some good practice today. Again, follow up this video with the regular chart 1 video just to refresh yourself on what you should be doing most of the time, the normal way of doing charts. This is just a thing to get you thinking about your bunkai, thinking about where your opponent is in relation to your strikes, and to break up some of the monotony of doing the same thing every single day. So once in a while you can throw in some of these just to mix it up a little bit, get yourself thinking about it. So thank you very much. Again, I can't wait to see you all soon. Everybody bow your heads. God, we thank you for today. We ask that you would protect us, keep us safe, help us to do your will in all things, God. Lord, we know that you are always there for us and always looking out for us. God, in the midst of everything, you are there. We thank you so much, God, for all that you've done. In Christ's name we pray. Amen. God bless.